today we're going to be going on a journey exploring lemon cravings. We're going to cover some basic reasons from the taste to deficiencies, but also we're going to take this to the extreme. We're going to really dive into cravings themselves. What if you have a craving that just won't go away, whether it's for lemons or for any other thing? So, welcome to Eating Enlightenment. I'm Jared. We're going to be asking why today. We're going to just keep on asking why, and we're going to dive into the root of cravings. So, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Thumbs up. Yep, that's right. Okay, so we got these basic, easy reasons people crave lemons. We'll get them out of the way first. We got taste, variety. If you squeeze a little bit of lemon on, it's good. I know these days everyone's doing the Mio in the water where they squeeze a little bit of flavored water and it's all that calorie-free stuff. Same thing where you put a slice of lemon in the water, it makes the water taste better. I think you know what I mean. People crave lemons, they want lemons, most of the time for just purely normal reasons. You just feel like something different. A little sourness, sweet and sour combo, tastes good. 99.9% of the time, cravings are good. Lemon cravings too. 99%. A lot of the time, lemon cravings are just fine, just like normal cravings when you're hungry. But we got these situations, sometimes people obsess over lemon cravings. They can't quite get it out of their head. It's like a mosquito in the back of their ear. Me, lemon, 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 lemon. Something odd going on there. So if you're one of those people who kind of has a craving for lemon in a different way than normal, keep on watching. And maybe you'll learn something about just cravings in general. So like I said earlier, we're going to be asking why. Why? And we're going to kind of get into both the nutritional side of lemon cravings, the vitamin deficiencies, but also some other stuff. So let's keep on exploring the nature of lemon cravings. We got the vitamin deficiency. Again, iron deficiency drives a lot of cravings. Nutritional deficiencies drive a lot of cravings. The weird cravings, okay? Remember, most of the time cravings are just fine, right? Remember that. Most of the time cravings are fine. But I think we all know there's cravings that just won't go away. And why won't they go away? Well, if you're deficient in an important vitamin, your body will sometimes give you a craving for that food. So lemons, they have iron. Iron deficiency is very common if you're pregnant. It's very common if you're going through menstruation. About something like 20% of women are iron deficient, something like 15% of guys. I'm not quite sure on the numbers, but iron deficiency is pretty common out there. Now, I'm not saying if you're iron deficient, you will crave lemons, okay? I'm just saying lemons and vitamin deficiencies is one reason you might crave lemons in a weird way. But I do think there are other reasons that are, quite frankly, more interesting and more relevant if you're someone who struggles with lemons in a weird way. So let's just talk about, we'll call her L. And L, I work at an eating disorder center. I've worked at an eating disorder center for a couple of years now. And I've just been around the eating disorder field and people and working at residential centers, doing this whole private practice thing for quite some time. And so I've seen a fair amount of odd behaviors, we'll say. And you might not think of it on the surface, but when you see a pattern, you start to realize, oh, that's an odd behavior. And L always had sliced lemons, always squeezing them on everything. I mean, ice cream even. I mean, salads. I mean, just everything. Like fruit, sure. I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing she would put lemons on. it was like a lot of lemons, water all the time, chicken. I mean, lemons just like everything she ate had lemons. And then when you see this pattern, and the thing is when there weren't any lemons, right? If it ran out, you get upset. You know, start to get distressed, right? So if you're thinking about lemon cravings or really any other type of craving that you're having, and there's this stress around it, if you don't have it, then what? Are you getting irritable? Are you just wanting it even more? It won't go out of your mind. You start to think about it. Is this your relationship with lemon cravings? Is this your relationship with any food in general? This fixated tunnel vision craving, this craving that kind of infects your eyes and gets into the food, and you just can't get out of your head. It's like an image just in your head, and well, then something else is going on, and we have a term for it called an eating disorder. Maybe pica, who knows? Some sort of, the field of eating disorders is nebulous. It's hard to sort of define, and so many different people who are they anorexic? Are they restrictive eaters? Are they ARFID? Are they pica? There's so much gray area, right? But an eating disorder, for many people, goes undiagnosed. They live normal lives. You might just have this weird thought about lemons, but overall you think your life is pretty normal, right? You go to work hard, eat healthy, exercise. Maybe you binge, but you have this weird thing about lemons, right? So in the beginning, if that's where you're at, here's where we start transitioning from the nutritional deficiencies and understanding the basic reasons of lemon cravings. Nutritional deficiencies in taste, those are the main ones behind the cravings. We start kind of going a little bit deeper. We ask why the distress, why this craving, what's coming up in your body that can give us information that helps us answer why this craving is so on your mind all the time. And so, one, you can drop out of this video, by the way. If you've liked it, please give a thumbs up. Helps get this content out there. But we're going to kind of be going on a little journey now. We've covered the basic reasons people crave lemons, and now we're getting just into a little bit more, right? Why did Elle get upset when she didn't have lemons? Why didn't this comfort food, right? Why were lemons her comfort food? And how can we really peel back the layers in a way that's accessible? Well, I found that when people start to journal, if you take a journal out right now, and maybe you're craving lemons and you kind of have that picture in your mind, if you're one of those people that has a weird relationship with food. Not everyone, by the way, has a weird relationship with food, but if you're one of them, if you got something weird going on with lemons, it's okay. This stuff happens. But if you really want to get to the bottom of it, I wonder what you'll find if you take out your journal and write why. Now, there's a power, by the way, in writing this out, in writing out why, because, maybe Carl Jung, active imagination. We have these parts of our brain that we think is the right answer. But when you start writing it on paper, when you start working with what's inside, something else comes out on paper. You might surprise yourself. I know Carl Jung, sometimes he'd do this active imagination where this is, by the way, if you haven't heard of Carl Jung, he's a dream psychologist. So we've transitioned from cravings, and now we're really getting into the deep end of answering why. And I'm suggesting that you kind of don't think about it, but just take a moment and write about it. Like, write about your craving. Like literally like a paragraph. Like, what's that up? Why is it there? And so you can even pause this video and briefly write a paragraph. I'll give it just a moment to pause. Okay, so let's say you've taken that pause and you've written out a little paragraph on why you crave lemons. We want to have our growth mindset on. We want to learn from this craving, right? What's going on in your body? You know, if you told me a story, if you wrote down in your journal entry, I'm craving lemons because they seem really good right now, and I need lemons for some reason. What's that reason? What's the thought behind it? Um, what's really going on with lemons? Now here's an example. I bet if Elle had done this exercise, I never did it with her, but I bet if she did this exercise where she wrote down what's going on with her lemon cravings, what is she noticing around the lemon cravings, just journaled about it, right? Got some perspective on it. I bet she would write something like, I'm feeling anxiety. If I get the lemons, my food will be healthy. I'm anxious about my food being unhealthy. You know, it'd be something like that. She would become aware of a deeper layer underneath the craving. At first, she just had a lemon craving. Oh, I want this lemon. But now she kind of understands the thought process behind it. I want this lemon because I think it'll make me be healthy. I'm anxious if I don't have this lemon, you know, because I'm afraid my food will be unhealthy. Something like that, right? What's it like in the body? Ooh, anxiety. My heart is beating fast, you know. And so we keep asking why. We keep asking why. We keep studying the internal dynamics of what goes up, because let's face it, if you have a weird craving and you've addressed all the nutritional needs, right? It's not a nutrient deficiency, and you're still having this weird craving, then something's got to be in the mind, right? Right? If you've tried hundreds of diets before, if you've tried all the food programs, and you're sick and tired of someone telling you what to eat, maybe it's time to learn how to look inward and figure out your own truth. Maybe it's time that where instead of being given an answer, it's time to look inward for the answer. And that does mean ambiguity. It does mean uncertainty, right? Like when you start to journal about this innocuous little craving, you know, you got food on your mind and it's not that big of a deal, but you know, it'd be nice if I didn't binge and emotionally eat. If you got that and you start to look at that craving and it's messy, you start to journal about it and it's like, what am I even journaling about? What? It kind of hits you by surprise, and it really takes a little bit of time for you to settle down and even shift gears, right? To shift gears. We're so going all the time. Go, right? Really hard to actually kind of settle back into your body and write and process. Why do I? And if you do, you'll come to some sort of thought process, some sort of thought in your head. You know, this is going to make me healthy. This is going to help me lose weight. And it's going to seem right. It's probably going to seem right. And so we're going real deep here, getting into subconscious territory. One of the beautiful systems I help people with is bridging the gap between intuitive eating and where they get stuck mentally. A lot of people, they want to be intuitive eaters, they want to eat peacefully, but when they get into the nitty gritty, these thought processes that they deep down believe are true, deep down, their internal compass believes that lemons are healthy, believes that if they don't have that lemon, it's going to be bad. Like when they get to that part, right? Because hopefully you can start to catch that in the journal entry. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that comes out in the journal entry. I'm bad if I don't have a lemon. Whoa. Now we're talking. Something real has come up, right? See how we kind of started with this taste, you know, and then maybe nutritional deficiency and why you want this, and we kind of shifted gears a little bit and kind of kept on going why, and you get to this root. It's like, I'm bad. And fortunately, you can heal that bad spot. You can heal this belief if you deep down believe that you're bad or that you're broken or that you're, if people found out that you're a failure, or, you know, if you can get to this spot right here, and if you can sort of map out all these different thoughts, how they relate, how one thought relates to another, if you can just listen and witness this inner child, you can learn to deep down heal the deep pain within. And so I know we started at sort of a lighter spot, just talking about cravings in general, and most cravings for lemons are just fine. But we're here now talking about inner pain. We're talking about this stuff. And so if you want to work on this stuff, right? If you got a craving that just ain't going away, and I know it's absolutely terrifying to even think about inner darkness, this chaos and confusion that deep down is there. You know it's there. I think journaling's a great way to start. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I think you kind of go on a little journey where you start off with the basic principles of intuitive eating: hunger, fullness, satisfaction. You notice those things first in your journal, right? And then you kind of progress and you get into the voices, and then you get into the real healing as well. It's such a good thing about freedom, right? So I want to end on just a little encouragement for you to journal. It'll be just a few people that I've worked with, and they're going to share their experiences with journaling. And so, yeah, I'll kind of end the video there. There will be a playlist in the description that has a bunch of journaling tips to get started with the basic journaling. It's inspired by cognitive behavioral therapy. So that'll be in down there. Playlist links, how to get started with basic journaling, not the childhood stuff, just the cues and triggers parts. I'll leave that, and here's a little thing about journaling. Namaste.
I have a really mean voice in my head about food. Like anytime I don't do the most perfect whatever eating, or I do an overeating, unconscious eating, I have the voice that comes on that says, "You're a loser. You're never going to get this right. You're the pits of the world." A very harsh critic, horrible voice. And I think I'm able to recognize it and go, okay, wait a minute, and just I keep using, I pretend I'm a scientist and very objective, and I'll even have to write it down. Like the voice says, you're gonna get fired, or you're whatever it says, and then I would say, what's the truth? Because it's 99.9% a lie. So I write down the lie, and then I have to say, but what's reality?
I'm 42 years old, and I have suffered with disordered eating probably since I was 8 years old. It's been quite a struggle over the last 35 plus years. I have gone up and down in weight 3 or 4 times, 100 pounds, and gone up and down from 20 to 30 pounds numerous times. But from there, a whole cycle starts where we focused on food, binging, losing weight, gaining weight, eating to escape. And it creates a whole fantasy world where we don't deal with our real problems, which are really bothering us. And so when you work with Jared, he's going to first help you identify your urges to binge in real time. This has to do with journaling. So when you want to binge or you want to diet, whatever it is, you need to journal, because what it really means is there's some type of feeling or difficult emotion coming up for you. And the key is to learn the tools from Jared of how to talk to these feelings and emotions, how to soothe them. And that way you don't need to binge. And that's what I really learned from him. It's a lot of work of soul searching. You have to talk about memories, thoughts, feelings, and it's difficult. It's very rewarding and healing, but in the moment, it's hard work. But trust me, once you do it and you heal, it's much easier than the eating disorder and driving yourself crazy.